Hey Instagram fam, welcome to lesson 9 of my journey in completing Dawn Grant's mental training and hypnosis program. As you can see, I'm very tired. I talked about fight or flight as the main topic of the previous lesson, which I've spent basically the last 2 weeks keeping track of how often I am in fight or flight, which is a lot. It's interesting how easily we can be triggered into fight or flight response through different stressors in our life. But most interestingly, I found that by using a lot of the methods that I've learned through the program of breathing and focusing on like a wave of calmness going through my body and changing also my channel of how present I am in the moment versus how much I've wandered into past or future. That has really helped me kind of come back to like, everything's gonna be okay. Interestingly enough, this week's lesson is about this like loop of what happens when you go from being in the present and then wandering awareness, going into the channels that I discussed in a previous lesson of like thinking about the future or trying too hard or all those things. How to like loop back to being in the present. So it's just that focus loop is what we really talked about. Different methods for getting back into it. For example, you have to sort of be aware that you're wandering and then you're like, okay, I'm going to shut that down and go back to the present. How do I get out of that loop? And interestingly enough, one of the methods Dawn suggests is like taking a nap or doing an activity that draws your attention to it and away from where you were. So speaking of fight or flight, like I'm packing for SHOT Show right now. I was just picking out some outfits and I put on a little bit of weight and nothing fits. So that's giving me some fight or flight. But it's okay. I'm gonna figure it out. And I've been shooting on Sundays last couple weeks, once in Dallas in 13 degrees, which was mentally awesome and challenging. Surprisingly, I shot really well. And then shooting again in very cold weather here in Houston, which degree-wise was actually higher than Dallas, but wind chill factor-wise felt twice as cold. So that was fun. I did not dress appropriately on Sunday, so that was a little distracting. But one thing I've noticed overall, just to go back to how I feel shooting with this program, I've noticed that mentally, even in practice and in competition, my body is a lot more relaxed. My mind is more relaxed. I'm definitely staying in the present more. And I think fighting the inclination to go into fight or flight because of the stress of the competition, I've done really well at. So I feel in general, I am just a calmer, happier person. Dawn has a program for weight loss, which I think I'm going to start exploring because it's time. I'm ready for like a bikini body this summer. I mean, I'm ready to have one. I'm visualizing it. It's not there yet. So anyway, thanks for following along. Appreciate y'all's comments and questions, and I will continue to update you as I complete this journey by June. And then look for the article in probably the fall issue of Lady Shooter Lifestyles magazine. So whoever's going to be at SHOT, I will see you there.